Inwardly flames shadows. The flavor of the earth, stand determined the earth from the curse of certain words and works, immerse and hurts, I might romanticize it all. The panic in the understanding and the underhanded tricks, extra power, just a saw, still is unimportant to me, don't misrepresent it at times. I have some self-respect, not to just neglect the wretched record, present next, recollection ain't sufficient self, a testament. I write for me, I write for you who find the diamonds better than the inspiration. I don't write for tricks of Satan, let it down, lesson pounds, integrated, disengagement in the strangers, amazement contained. Ain't a thing to let go, I just know what is right and wrong, right and knows to like the soul, and do I have material? Paths inferior, laughs and traps, maps and half, and draft the math, the mass stereo apples, rappers, may I capture truth and stamp the proof from avenues and circles, waxing moon and purples, more preoccupied with attitude than the smoother hurdles, not actually up the high, and one could overstep it, golden precious rules so respected, and as a human find removing eyes from useless kinds of fruit that so depressive, froze regression on the antipode, antidotes. Seeing harvest being a part of this is a glorious thing. People reap dessert, see a mirth, the ye restore, regain it. The immortal fragrance and tenderness, normal temperaments that intermix the center fit and make the prosper spirit problems. Not the insolence I send it in, all net. And with that sound, forget what all said to fall dead. Dexamethasone set, protect a soul for something worse. Dirty mouth stirring, conscious of a crisis, hurts like stomachitis, just the brightest. Royalty just like my father God is just as handsome to our fleshy pearly whites. My hands that move in light for truth, the path that Christ had drew, seldom early nights and span away from man's abominations and embrace the Lord. I'm hard to see, hard to speak with, my sleeves thick. Pardon me for honesty, my breath is like a double edge. Fake deep just ain't me, I stay dreaming, leading, mainly ain't deceiving. Means to humble itself, increasing righteousness, no stumbling left, puzzling health. Grinding sue, climbing truth, I ration actions, badgering without a cause. I figure the prophecies came. And might need a lawyer too, rogues, for your loops, court disputes, the toy with who's alike, run or choose to fight, soil moves, soil fruits and branches. While I have expressed my unacceptance to the roots that tried to smite in times before, that don't encapsulate me. Now all I say is grafted to the crafted rules, doesn't activate peace, but masquerade, just emasculate things, advance the strain, thinking everything about, everything without, hate and doubt, faded maze of cloud, that I ain't devout, straight and narrow heaven, way to circumspect the snake and route, to bring about the changes found, even kindness is spirits, not appearance due to everything that disguises the spirit, or just what we been told by old Slewfoot, the cunning devil, nothing, called the Lord's name, the undeveloped faithful rays, measured, trusting, love is God, at core, much, a lot in store, forgotten darkness, light before the highest Lord, and so I bow to that, down my hat, lounge around the backs of crowds and packs, mountains flag, resounding claps, I worship God, until the ground collapse, and turn to squash, diverted from the ways of sin, but that is just my preface though, confessing so, I know, jealous devil set for the hell of it, but I'm dealt intense resistance, I persistent, never quit it, never ending, clever envy fell diminished, when I stick my faith into my spirit sword, I'm hitting for it, gets absorbed, I'm in accordance, imps and demons, in distortion, but would never prosper. Better roster, helicopters, devil telling problems, extra with the bad deeds of seeds, hands, feet, and weeds. Ash and wheat, but the roster doesn't. Roster loves me. Lobster, something for them. If I have, still I craft my have. Not imposters like imposters. I ain't one to squawk. I want to walk and trust, involving light. Not the crummy talk. Dishonesty is stalker still. The cross can hear the falls. I kneel to cross. I feel the cross. It built it all. I'm trying to tell somebody. Strings of Satan appreciate and it be negated. Regardless how it seem on the face value, you change value. Cause it's mainly the taking and not the giving noted. In the pattern focus, only on the openness of soul and on the coldest scopes of the globe. I want to follow God, even though it's wrong to the strongest souls who know it's not. Great in information. Think I'm imitating. This contagion, dissipation, infiltration meant to stay in the kingdom. Quarantine, the strain I'm seeing. Not that instigating. Sitting with the Most High to listen for I indicated. Chicken Florentine, adoring things that seems with dates and stuff. Time is non-existent, but for here, there's some strengths and stuff. And I don't want to hear it. Stumps and minuses, betrayed it plus. And if it ain't the bludgeon, ain't for question, but for inspiration. What's the point of hate? Say enterprise, a different time, and mixing spirit guidance. Recently, I learned some new perspectives that have changed my life. Evil stick opinions that I don't even embrace. Used to dream of the position God could see me to face. Satan scheme to start the vision through a lot of secretive plays. Strange to me, but watch the list of plots or even rename the secret just to keep it steep on other levels. The shells and cells. I felt the coast and held the soul of her that counts along the ocean seas. Chosen themes for art to feed the heart. Behold, the most love the dust can even hold completely. Whole and strong and stored. Happy for the majesty attached to me or banished. I'm vanishing upon the finishing anyway. Commencement in a state of selflessness. I welcome in benevolence, a measure of the kingdom in us. Proverbs chapter 15 and verses 1 through 4. Something more. appreciating little things like some important stuff. Organize my scrapbooks, order portals, poems, normalizing that look like. Some would probably hoard some pictures. Seeing progress every time I place the Lord in front. Seeing prosperous and conscious of the steps I take. Spirit living, minus physic vision. Still attended, looking in the hills from which my help come. Left none. Potential meant for emptiness for every end of day. In a way because I kept none. And this is my approach forever. Labels, titles, nothing matters. Just identify some extra sections of the whole environment that is the light. In its sight, diminish, smite the devil, climb like Peter out the boat. And most remember this story. Throughout the scripture, we behold the many scenes. We go with any to whom we relate. We need to change it up perspective so we see it straight. Instead of seeing like Peter, we should be the one he's seen with faith. Evil hates the light and try to stir up much confusion, just illusion, such amusement, thinking with the corner mind, a darker time, hard to find hearts that's larger side. The lines, I don't start to stray, embark and pray, regard the faith and not what Satan say. 6617